Welcome to class. My name is Allison J. Thank you so much for joining me for today's ground class. This is a 45-minute yoga class. And for today's class, you should just need a mat. I do recommend some blocks if you have them around. If you don't, that's okay. I love having some blankets around. We're going to start seated. So you'll want to come to a steady, comfortable seat. I like a cross-legged position, one ankle in front of the other. These blocks here are super helpful if you have tight hips to place the blocks underneath your knees. And then you can cross your ankles either way. If you have a really comfortable sukhasana, by all means, just take that. We're going to start class by just settling in. We're going to do a little bit of breath work, and then we'll do move our way through the asana practice, just holding each posture for 3 to 5 breaths. Right. So come to your steady, comfortable seat. Feel the sits bones ground down into the earth, into your support if you're using a bolster or a blanket. And we'll start by drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and roll them down the back. We're going to do this just twice more. Drawing the shoulders up and then rolling them down the back. Great. Inhaling, maybe drawing the shoulders up a little higher. Exhale, feel them relax. You can shake your hands out, shake your body out. Just let go of any tension. And then soften the eyes, maybe even allow the gaze to go inward by closing the eyes. Place the right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. And to start, I'm just going to notice the natural breath. So there's nothing for you to do here. We're not shifting toward pranayama. Just allowing yourself to feel the breath. Feel the body being breathed. And begin to notice this natural flow of breath. Notice if one hand is moving more than the other. Without judgment, without story, just allow yourself to become aware of the shape of your natural breath. Become aware of its rhythm and cadence. And also notice if you've already begun to shift your breath. It's very common that as soon as we become aware of our breath, we start to want to change it. How funny that is, right? We become aware of our being and then we want to shift it. We want to manipulate it into something more perfect, more practical, whatever the case may be. Just allow yourself to be with this breath. And here, I invite you to become aware of the emotions that accompany your breath. So notice if you're feeling bright, energized. Maybe you're feeling a little blue or down. Perhaps you feel like a little tornado just swirling around in a bit of overwhelm. Or you feel perfectly centered, still, easy. All answers are correct. You can also have a mixture of many different feelings. You can feel a little up and a little down. Maybe it's not quite the swirl. We're taking space for ourselves to be here. Yoga is the union of duality, allowing our experience to come into a central point, the body, the mind, the breath, to all come into a space of union. Moving from this space of right or wrong, good, bad, black white, dark light, all to a space of singularity, knowing that it is all just one. It is all from Brahman. Source, if you want to call it that. Notice if the mind is wandering here. Notice if it's easy for you to drop into stillness, just let go and inhabit the body. Finding stillness doesn't mean detaching from the body, going off into another space. It means allowing yourself to fully be present. Be present with your breath, be present with the aches and pains of your body, the emotions. Now I invite you to take a deeper breath. Begin to breathe into your belly, side ribs, upper collarbones, taking a full, complete breath. Exhale, we release, just reversing that. Collarbones soften, ribs hug in, navel draws in towards the spine. So this 3-part yogic breath, we're just gonna work with this for several rounds of breath. And I invite you to allow the breath to become more even. So as you inhale, perhaps you even begin to count the heartbeats of your inhale. At the very crest of your inhale, see if you can sip in a little bit more air. And then exhale, release, counting the heartbeats of your exhale. Noticing if one side of the breath is longer than the other. And just by bringing this into consciousness, noticing the inequality of the breath. Because inherently, we will have one side of the breath that is more full than the other, whether it's the exhale or the inhale, and it will switch. By bringing this into consciousness, we can start to bring more balance into the breath. Inhaling, counting the heartbeats. Maybe your inhale begins to slow and become more full, matching the length of your exhale. Or perhaps your exhale grows to match the inhale. Spend a few more rounds of breath with this. And if the arms are tired, you can always place the hands, palms face down on the thighs. I just find it so helpful to have this feedback with the hands on the belly and the chest, feeling that full, complete breath. And on your next exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest. We're going to place an intention on our practice. Perhaps that intention is just to be here now, present in this moment. Perhaps it's something more grand that you're working with. Doesn't matter, just feel yourself affirm that intention. And gently lift your chin so it's parallel to floor. Take the arms alongside the body. Fingertips just grace the earth. We're going to continue to move on the breath. Inhaling, allow the arms to reach up overhead, palms face one another. And then as you exhale, hands come back down towards the earth. Just a simple movement. Connecting movement to breath. Inhale. The arms reach up overhead at the very peak of your inhale. Right, so try not to rush, but we're taking a whole inhale to allow the arms to reach up. Exhale, hands come back down. And allow yourself to continue counting the heartbeats of your breath if that practice works for you. If it causes any anxiety, just let it go. Know that your breath, focusing on a deep, full breath, your breath will lengthen. But if you're feeling very fiery or your mind is very active, counting the breath can give you something to focus on. It can help bring you center. A few more rounds like this. And the next time your hands are up overhead, go ahead and keep them there and just pause, allowing the breath to release. We're going to interlace the hands up overhead, flip the palms up towards the sky, squeeze the upper arms in towards the ears, and then feel as if your front body is lifting up towards the sky, and then feel the back body lift as well, but the tailbone lengthen down towards the earth. So we're really lifting out of the rib cage. Now, drop your shoulders down towards your ears and feel the shoulder blades melt down the back. So just getting some space between your shoulders and ears. Just take a few rounds of breath here. Continue to draw the upper arms in towards the midline. Draw your navel in towards your spine, just firming the low abs, lifting the pelvic floor. And exhale, hands come back down towards the earth. And whatever foot is in front, you're going to go ahead and just swap. So you'll take the opposite foot in front. And if your legs are crossed, just switch the crossing of your legs. Should feel a little funky. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, gently twist over toward the right. Taking a very gentle twist. So try not to yank around the column of the spine, but be graceful with this, allowing yourself to draw the left hip crease down in space, feeling your sit bones evenly planted into your support. And the gaze can just come over to the right. Maybe it moves over the shoulder, but if that feels too intense, just keep the gaze over towards the right. Drawing right shoulder to the space behind you. Collarbones are broad. Feel the breath full, free. Continuing, counting the breath for that even full breath. Again, you can always let that process go, let that practice release. And on your next inhale, we'll reach the arms up towards the sky and just switch sides, twisting over toward the left. Lengthening the tailbone down towards the earth. Feel yourself anchored into the earth. It's as if from navel south, you could just be anchored into the earth. And from navel northward, we're reaching up towards the sky. So we have this energy of opposition. Crown of head lifts up towards the sky. Inhale and reach forward, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, drop the right arm down towards the earth. We're going to lift up with the left arm and then lean over to the right. Gaze comes underneath the left upper arm. Now here again, I invite you to feel as if you're lengthening out of both sides of the waist. It's tempting to want to twist to one side or open up. We're looking to keep the hip drawing down and a nice diagonal out through the left side. And avoid banana-ing or reaching for the stretch, so try not to lean over too much. I just want to breathe into the ribs, make some space for breath. And then on your next inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Drop the left arm down. Now reach up with the right, so lift out of the waist and then lean over. Take a few rounds of breath here. Listen to the sound of your breath, allowing that sound to be the soundtrack to your practice. Listening to the oceanic sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. When we exhale, bring both arms down towards the earth. We're going to come onto hands and knees now. So come up off of your prop. If you need to, go ahead and pad underneath the knees with a blanket. I don't prefer that, so I'll move it off to one side. And from here, we're going to spread the fingers wide. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, hips over the knees. From here, we move from cat-cow, inhaling, heart shines forward, sit bones reach up, collarbones stay wide. Exhale, round. So we're still moving on the breath, taking the entire breath to complete the movement. Inhale, heart shines forward, curl the back toes under, and gently draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round. Inhale, finding your arch. Exhale, rounding. Just take a few more rounds of this. Working with that balancing breath. Noticing if you're rushing from one posture to the other. Maybe you're rushing the arch or hanging out in the round. There's no right or wrong here. And we're just making space to notice. Just come back to neutral. We're going to inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky, take a gentle twist, and then thread it underneath the right arm so that we're now, we're just, the hips are over the knees, and we're in a twist. Gaze can come over the shoulder, press into your right hand, or feel free to just walk it forward. Taking a nice stretch along right center body, drawing right hip crease behind you. Big full breaths, inhaling into belly, side ribs, and upper collarbones. We want to find openness in the breath. Hand walks back alongside the face. Press into the right hand to reach the left arm up towards the sky and then back down toward the earth. We'll do the other side, taking a little twist here, inhaling, right arm reaches up, exhale, thread it through underneath the left. Resting on the shoulder, we press into the left hand. If you did so on the other side, go ahead and walk that left arm forward. Drawing the left hip crease back in space. We want to invite breath now into the space between the shoulder blades. So this should feel like a little twist. It should also feel like a shoulder opener. Really allowing yourself the space and time to experience this posture in its fullest. That doesn't mean reaching for a stretch or feeling something intense. Just allowing yourself to move your mind's eye throughout the body. To visualize the breath filling the whole body. As we come to the full presence of our being in this posture, in this moment in time. And then we walk the left hand back alongside the face. Press into left hand as we reach the right arm up towards the sky. Hand comes down. We're going to go ahead and take the toes to touch, knees wide. Just take a child's pose. Forehead comes down towards the earth. If this is unavailable to you, you can always place your seat on a blanket. Give yourself some padding. You can place a bolster underneath your chest if you need to bolster up here. You can place a block underneath your forehead. Modify as you need. We're going to take several rounds of breath here. Breathing into the hip joints. Feel yourself press the pinky toes into the earth. Pressing all 10 toes into the earth as you send your seat back behind you. Feel yourself lengthen out through the spine, walking the fingertips forward, maybe even tenting up your fingers, and then gently softening the elbows down towards the earth. Breath moves into the upper thoracic spine.